Alright, hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between, well, 120 and Sock. Alright, over here we have Sock spawning as the red human player on the top right hand side of the map. This map being Last Refuge. Meanwhile, on the bottom left, we do have 120 spawning as the blue Undead. Once again, thanks for everyone who's been reaching out to me during this holiday season. It is nice and it is good to hear from some of the fans out there. If you haven't followed me on Facebook, my Facebook followers do know I will respond back if it is a common question. I might respond back just on Facebook or in a video in general. But yeah, I'm doing fairly well during this holiday season. Thanks for asking, and well, happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you as well. Let's go ahead and slow things down just a bit. You are going to see a scout farm being put off in this position, and you may wonder why that is actually the case. The farm actually gains sight up onto the high ground right here. Now, with the Goblin Laboratory, you are in fact able to activate it, use it for reveals, just in case there's any sort of burrowed Crypt Fiend action, and you can also hire the Zeppelin and do all of those crazy good things. Backing down, we are going to be taking a look at the Archmage going up against all of these Murlocs here. Water Elemental in the backfield took the ensnare, but it is getting in some damage. That is incredibly important that it is getting in some damage there. Its timed life is not good for it overall, as the Death Knight coming in from 120, about to do a little bit of stealing. Skeletal Minions getting in some damage as well. Water Elemental is getting in some damage once more, as the Water Elemental is now switching over into those Skeletal Minions, and the Archmage gets to level 2. Now, what's important is that the Archmage is now in fact at level 2 and should perhaps be able to get one more shot off. There it goes, gets a little bit more experience, and we are also going to have that Brilliance aura on that Archmage. Death Knight is now retreating back. Those Skeletal Minions are not going to be enough. One Water Elemental there. It looked as though the Skeletal Minions were saying, hey, there's some free experience right there, only to see an army of footmen right behind. Now, this is an important play by Sock. By keeping the pressure off over here, he's able to buy more time for the militia to try and establish or get the militia into position to take down this particular Ogre Magi creep camp. All right, one Forest Troll Berserker already taken down. This Water Elemental has taken a fair bit of damage. Is it going to get taken down? Death Knight is going to try to come in for the quick attack and the quick kill there. No such luck. Archmage will be able to pick up that Ring of Protection +2, 75 mana down the train for the Death Knight, as the Death Knight now needs to cower and run back. He was hoping to steal that last bit of experience, only ended up making it easier to take down that Ogre Magi. Now, with 7 peasants sitting off over here and the scout tower already being added, this expansion is going to have a very, very easy time. One quick thing to note though, those skeletal minions did activate these creeps off to the side. The Death Knight, he didn't take that much damage, but he still wants to retreat back and start trying to creep out these creep camps with the help of Crypt Fiends and the Rod of Necromancy. Skeletal Minions tanking that damage here. One low hit point Skeletal Minion perhaps will be backing off. Yeah, you can see that it actually did a mid swing up against the other Skeletal Minion, and what that does is it pulls aggro's away from the creeps. Playing with the AI just a little bit there, as a Forest Troll Trapper and a Forest Troll will get taken out. Forest Troll High Priest a primary target, as the Archmage is now at level 3. Now, long-term strategy, long-term game, what are both players looking to do? Human player most likely just gonna sit on this economic advantage. He should be taking the tier 2 momentarily once he gets enough lumber, and he wants to use all of that gold very effectively. Now, what does that mean for the Undead player? Is he completely out of the game? No, he is not. He could try and establish up an expansion of his own that is rather risky for Undead, but what Undead most likely does here is that he uses his tech advantage to have superior units. He's at Halls of the Dead, he's getting his Lich, and he's going to be getting Obsidian statues. If he's able to trade efficiently up against all of these other units, what ends up happening is that the Death Knight starts to get a little bit of a level advantage. Death Knight now trying to chase down that shot there. Death Coil will finish it off. Not quite sure why he's running actually that far. Just launch a Death Coil. And is he actually going to lose that experience shot? I don't know. Nope. Lich does not get experience. The tower gets the final blow there. And 120, well, he could have been regenerating a bit of mana, used the death coil, not wasted as much time, and had some experience. Instead, he chased down a unit and really didn't get much to show for it. Low hit point Footman back over here. Footman now with Defend. They're quickly going to get taken down. You can see how much damage they are taking and, well, how dangerous it is. He uses a death coil there, finishes off another Footman. Looks like 120 learned his lesson and will be able to come back in with a stronger engagement. Skeletal minions now trying to put pressure onto the Archmage. Archmage down to, well, 145 hit points and dropping. The Archmage is gonna be able to push back here as we're looking at the Crypt Fiends trying to take down some of these Footmen. The problem, though, is that it is extremely difficult to take down Footmen with Crypt Fiends while they do, in fact, have Defend. Are the Crypt Fiends going to be able to perhaps take down a guard tower or two? Low hit point Footmen getting focused down by the Lich and the Death Knight as they still deal full damage. Lich dealing the majority of that damage since he is ranged and able to engage without having to chase that unit. All right, let's take a look at this. Water elementals, lots of illusionary water elementals making a big splash in the game, so to speak, but not really doing much of anything as the obsidian statue now joining in on the fight. You should quickly realize which one is the real water elemental, as this, well, is he gonna have to go after, he's just going after all the higher hit point water elementals? No, go after the lower hit point ones. That is probably the best way to do it since the water elementals do take bonus damage as well. It's easy to keep track. Now, another water elemental making its way back over. You can see, yes, Frost Nova right there, removing all the heal, taking down a Footman. The Footman may try to back off again. Archmage is sitting at level 3. Crypt Fiends are still putting pressure onto that arcane tower in the back, as the water elemental really has nowhere to go, trying to go after that obsidian statue now. All right, water elemental, well, theoretically should take more damage from Frost Nova, or at least slow him down a bit more, but that is not the case. Death Knight now sitting at level 3. Double obsidian statues are currently out. Obsidian statue now trying to run away. No easy retreats at all, as the Crypt Fiend do get a couple of webs down in order to stop some of that Zeppelin play. All right, low hit point Footman now taken out. The obsidian statues really doing their job, keeping all of these units alive and healthy, as the water elementals are going to have a bit of a problem. Low hit point obsidian statue down to 69 hit points, as you see the water elemental trying to get in a little bit more damage. Obsidian statue down to 44 hit points now, and 2 low hit point obsidian statues now being repaired by acolytes. 120 playing a very, very strong play here. Arcane Tower is going to get pressured. Crypt Fiends trying to engage, going after some of these units here, as this burrow, or this Crypt Fiend needs a burrow or something. Death Coil, long distance air mail delivery saves him just in time. All right, Crypt Fiends are going to be trying to back off here. Archmage is going to chase after all of these units once more. As you can see, this one obsidian statue has taken a lot of damage and really hasn't been able to do much. Archmage being forced to try and retreat here. Is it going to be able to repair enough? That is the big question. Wow, Scroll of Town Portal moving that one unit away. Water elemental trying to chase after that obsidian statue still, as the acolyte in the back just wants this obsidian statue to stand still for a little while longer so he can repair. Stormbolt onto a low hit point Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend not going to get a death coil. Nope. Does get the death coil in time. The Footman unable to get within melee range. More water elementals still making their way over. Lich doesn't have enough mana. As you can see, this acolyte down to 115 hit points. The armor helping significantly, as the acolyte still doing its job keeping this obsidian statue up. Now, what's happening here? Skeletal Minion is now starting to push back. Obsidian statues could start to take some of that feedback damage again, as 120 chases back once more, able to push back this attack here. Now, you got to remember, during all of this time, the pressure is heavy, but Asok does have the advantage in the simple fact that he is getting more of economy. Total resources, you can take a look, 3,500 total gold difference. That expansion's been up for 5 minutes. As we take a look at the population count, 40 compared to 48, 120 actually has a higher population right now compared to Sock, but Sock does also have a large number of towers. All right, Destroyer now going to try and engage here. Death Coil saves that Destroyer, but he does need to back off. Lich now losing a lot of mana very quickly as the Crypt Fiends focus down a low hit point Footman. The Footman does have Defend up, but it's not going to be able to stick around for very, very long. 1 or 2 more shots, and it will get taken down even after all of that reflection. All right, more damage coming across here. Destroyer now needs to back off. Cannot maintain all of that mana. Gonna go ahead and absorb some mana there and try and get more Destroyers up into the air to take down those Arcane Towers. As you can see, Arcane Tower, well, a little bit of splash damage already underway. Death Knight now trying to take down the Arcane Tower. Arcane Tower quickly taken down. Now we are going after the Guard Towers as the Flying Machines, well, no web for some reason, as we see low hit point Destroyers in the backfield, but without any Obsidian statues, those units are still in tremendous danger. All right, Destroyers being able to focus down those Flying Machines very quickly, since the health total or just the sheer number is just far too low to really do much of anything. 1 Destroyer, however, was taken out there, as you see another Destroyer going to get focused down after equipped web. All right, that Acolyte just standing around waiting for something to happen. Meanwhile, units are coming in from the south. Crypt Fiend followed by perhaps, yes, another Obsidian statue to replace the 3 that were transformed into Destroyers. Paladin trying to get up. It is not going to be able to do exactly that. Lich is here as well, ready to go. You can take a look. That damage is just starting to add up more and more. Is it going to be able to focus this down? That is the big question there, as the Crypt Fiends are trying to perhaps take down some of those peasants again. Paladin is dangerously almost out onto the field. You can see there is an armor upgrade, 2 armor upgrades, in fact, increasing the overall hit points by 10% and also the effective hit points another 12% on top of that. Paladin will see the light of day, and with it should be able to keep this army up regularly with some holy lights onto that Archmage. All right, the attack may continue here. Crypt Fiend down to 309 hit points, taking a lot of damage once more. Altar of Kings down to 162. It looks like it is just going to get focused down. It is going to get focused down, and there it goes as the Destroyers are once again ready to just charge on in. Crypt Fiends able to focus down 1 Guard Tower extremely fast. Meanwhile, Flying Machines seem to have reached critical mass. A bunch of webs now being thrown down as the Destroyer is able to back off, and they are not clumped together without all of the Flak Cannon upgrades. Have the proper attack to counter the other. All right, let's take a look at this. Destroyer down to 54 hit points. It looks as though some of them will get taken down. There goes 1 or 2 low hit point Flying Machine. There goes 1. There goes another. Death Coil saves. Mountain King now going after the Obsidian statues in the back here, as we may see some Devour Magics going down. There is some more Devour Magic trying to finish off more units. Meanwhile, the Water Elemental looks like it will, in fact, get 1 Destroyer, but at what cost? As it has lost a good number of units. All right, Obsidian statues have now backed around. 2 Obsidian statues still in play. Flying Machines flying straight into the jaws of death, or whatever a Crypt Fiend has. And now it looks as though this base is under serious distress. All right, Knight has made its way out, only to get one-shotted by a Death Knight. Peasant's going to get taken out here, as 120 is in a great spot to finish up this main base. Guard Tower about to get taken down. Crypt Fiends going after the remainder of these units. A Goblin Shredder should get taken out as well. Death Knight, however, going to sit at level 4, and we may see a Scroll of Town portal here in just a moment, as those units are just coming in and trying not to die. Death Knight could come in with a Death Coil off onto a low hit point Crypt Fiend. Not quite sure why it isn't doing exactly that. The Knights getting in within melee range. That is not what you want to see happen. 2 Crypt Fiends down, as the Death Knight, Death Knight down over here, 128 hit points and climbing. Death Knight could easily get a Death Coil off and finish it off. There is the Devour Magic removing it, as the Knight now tries to rejoin in on the fight. All right, continuing this fight once more. It looks as though the damage is starting to add back up. Units are now trying to get away. Death Knight is going to be able to finish off this 1 Knight here. No, it is not going to be able to do. Stormbolt onto the Death Knight. Death Knight now surrounded, but able to break free, as it does have frost armor and able to stick around for a bit too long. All right, one knight running straight into the jaws of death once again, only to get taken out. Death Coil saving that destroyer off to the north as the Death Knight is sitting at level 5. All right, backed into a corner right here, but with Frost Armor, seems to be in a great spot, able to finish off a lot of these units. Will he be able to use a Scroll of Town Portal in time? 133, 108, 122, 93. Scroll of Town Portal, no! No Scroll of Town Portal. As the Paladin was Staff of Sanctuary away, he was trying to finish off that unit. However, Archmage now in serious trouble. Is the Archmage going to get taken down? No, down to 21 hit points. And 120, who was going for the kill, going for the win, overstayed his welcome, lost a level 5 Death Knight, and now has to lead his army with pretty much an all-in move, as the Lich does not have a Scroll of Town Portal. All right, was the Death Knight? Yeah, Death Knight was resurrected back at home. Mountain King does not have enough for a Stormbolt as of yet, and the units decide against it. 120 resurrecting that Death Knight at the tavern. That is an extremely, extremely expensive resurrection, but with Obsidian statues ready to go, I guess it is a fair enough trade, as that Death Knight will pretty much be back up to full hit points and health by the time it would have normally resurrected anyways. Alright, Flying Machines looking to get away. Down to 59 hit points. 3 destroyers right off over here. These peasants, what are they going to be doing, as they're simply just flying overhead? Obsidian statues and abominations now being joined in this upcoming fight, as we're looking at, well, supply count 56 over 70 compared to 31 over 66. Sock still has the economic advantage, but only for about 4 more minutes. What will end up happening here as the Forest Troll High Priest? Well, there's Bloodlust and Berserk that you could easily devour. Not quite sure why it isn't being devoured off. Adding in a little bit more damage, perhaps the Devour magic is on cooldown, as the Forest Troll High Priest will get destroyed right here. Obsidian statue needs to regenerate a lot more hit points to get back into that green zone. Meanwhile, one abomination being left behind to finish off this castle. And with no defenses, that should end up working, as we are looking at another water elemental getting taken out. Dark Ranger is sitting at level 1 right now, does have some experience on the board. Meanwhile, destroyers are having a lot of trouble now. Are we going to perhaps see a Breath of Fire come across, as we now see Web come across as well? Flying Machines finishing off one destroyer. Destroyer number 2 getting taken down. Destroyer number 3 could get taken out as well, as the Flying Machines able to somehow escape a wave, all except for one, as the Flying Machines now in full retreat once more. Death Knight ready to engage. Paladin using a Divine Shield extremely early. Not quite sure what that was about. Perhaps a total misclick, as the Paladin now just needs to get into that front position. Are we going to see a Staff of Sanctuary? Yes, we are. Mountain King sitting at level 2, almost level 3. One more big kill, and it will be at level 3, making that Stormbolt just that much more powerful. Level 2 Stormbolt now ready to go, but the Knights still getting Frost Nova'd and Death Coiled to death. Mountain King ready to go once again. Paladin sitting at level 2, wants to get to level 3. It now finished, however, as the Paladin unable to resurrect in time. Alright, where is that Devour Magic? No Devour Magic needed. That Knight is just going to absorb a whole bunch of damage while he is in that Sanctuary position, healing up all of those hit points. Alright, Knight finally taken out. Yes, finally taken out right there, as you see more mining underway at the main base, but it should get cleaned up. 120 wanting to make sure he doesn't make any more critical mistakes. Meanwhile, Sock looking to just rebuild the army that he has. A 4-3-3 army composition compared to what, a 5-4-2, I believe? No, 5-5-2. That now that the Lich is in fact at level 2. Where is that Dark Ranger? There it is. Ready to go. Triple Obsidian statue sitting at 50 over 70 supply. Overall gold mining is pretty much neck and neck, dead even. One peon off, or peasant off over here, trying to finish off this castle. Not gonna really work, as the destroyer now heads back off to the north. All right, Ogre Lord, Forest Troll High Priest, all these units gonna get destroyed very quickly. Shockwave goes down through the center as we should be looking at the destroyer. Devouring Magic getting the inner fire and the berserk bonus back with additional mana as well. Should be able to finish off this Ogre Lord. However, the Lich and the Dark Ranger cannot, or excuse me, the Lich and the Death Knight cannot gain any more experience, so the Dark Ranger should really be trying to solo creep this out to get to level 3 that much faster. Alright, Forest Troll Berserker, Manual of Health being left behind. Apparently, yes, Undead, don't bother reading. They'll get around to it in the afterlife, which, well, I guess that's better than nothing. Knight now coming back into play. You can see that the Knights still only have, or do not have, the Animal War Training upgrade yet. That does come as a bit of a surprise to me, since Knights are such a big unit when you're attempting to take down Crypt Fiends. The focus fire of the Death Knight and that Lich, the hero nuking ability, just perhaps became a little bit too much, as we're now looking at another peasant making its way into the castle. Alright, total resources, 1900 versus 2500, but current resources, 120, sitting on a very large number. Population count 49 compared to 44. We should be ready to go here in just a moment, as a couple of dark minions could get taken out. Back off to the north, Flying Machines still not really being worried about much. Death Knight does pick up Command Aura, plus 10% attack. Very, very nicely done, as the Forest Troll High Priest will all get taken out. Alright, units all taken out here. Death Knight really close to level 6 right now. Meanwhile, we do see an expansion coming in from 120. 120 looking to make this game go a little bit longer than I would have expected an Undead player would like, but he knows pretty much that the main base, now that it is mined out, he needs to make a play somewhere else. He cannot sit on one base and hope, or 0 bases, and hope to just win with the army that he has. He needed to venture forth, and his opponent, well, still sitting on 2 bases, but this expansion base has been harassed heavily. Nope, I take it back. 1 base. Sorry, minimap does not update when you turn off Fog of War, as the skeletal minions look to finish off some of those militia, but no real such luck there. Back in the center, a bunch of webs going down onto all of those flying machines. Staff of Sanctuary saving some key units. Double up or triple obsidian statues trying to fight back here. Do we have any destroyers? Destroyers, not sure where they are. The flying machines are now trying to get away. It looks as though Holy Light will save, as the Paladin still sitting at level 3. Back across here, flying machines. Do they have the bomb upgrades? No, they do not. A completely useless air unit when your opponent doesn't have a single air unit that you need to counter. Dark Minion still being added in here. Flying Machine getting taken out once more. Death Knight very close to level 6. We could have level 3 Unholy Aura, one of the best auras in the game. Better regeneration overall, better damage, as we're looking at a Knight who, well, should end up getting taken out here in just a moment. Down to already 300 hit points, will end up falling. Death Knight will get to level 6, and with that, does he get level 3 Unholy Aura, or does he get Animate Dead? Normally it is Unholy Aura, as Animate Dead is not altogether that useful. Death Coil should be coming in. No, Holy Light. Knight, though, however, shifted over and still ended up falling at the hands. Another Knight trying to come in, trying to get saved. It will get taken down. Death Knight just absolutely having a field day with this, and this is the perfect army you want to Animate Dead. You can get those units back into play. Are we going to see Animate Dead? No, we are not. Obsidian Statue now taken out, but the Death Knight still chasing down these targets fairly effectively. Paladin down to 692 hit points. Is it going to be enough between the Potion of Greater Healing and the Lesser Invulnerability Potion? I do not know, but 120 easily takes this game. The economic advantage was extremely large, almost 8,000 more resources, but still 120, minimizing his casualties, was able to get higher experience and come out with the victory. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.